Hey guys, it's your girl Kizzy Rock, and yes, Kizzy Rock is my birth given name. Happy Thursday morning, guys. Want to say hey to all my subscribers, new as well as seasoned. I got a word for you. Tap in. Happy Thursday morning, guys. So currently driving, going to need an oil change. Please bear with me with this background noise as well as me sounding like a whole moose. This pollen is no joke. It's thick. It's petty. So please bear with me with all these keys and all this good stuff pinging. I want to chat with you guys really quickly about a couple of things that was downloaded to me this morning. I want to speak about waiting on God as well as, what was the second thing? Waiting on God. Someone actually messaged me in regards to how to discern the counterfeit versus the real. All right, so let's start by talking about waiting on God. Okay, listen. You guys know I've been honest and transparent enough to tell you that patience has not been my strong point. You know what's crazy? The longer you wait on God, there becomes a grace after you just come to the end of yourself where you develop patience. Like, there's things now that I do in my life and I just can't believe it, right? I would be the person who go like into Walmart if the line is too long or if the cashier is just taking too long. I will put everything back and literally leave the store. I ain't got time, right? All that foolishness. Where now I can literally just stay somewhere. Okay, another prime example. When I was leaving the hospital yesterday to check on the patient, a lady stopped me because she found my book inside the hospital's waiting room. And so she stopped to talk to me about the book and how it just blessed her in so many ways and all these great compliments. But I had to go to an appointment. And she was an older lady, right? Actually, she's a volunteer in the bookstore. Not bookstore, the hospital, what do you call it? The gift shop. And she I promise you, she was talking to me about every chapter in the book. She was so in awe and so amazed at how God uses me in my career and the people I've had to assist with transition when they had no family, the people that I had to discern what they wanted to say to their family when they were now nonverbal. So she was actually she's a retired RN. So she was going on, and I'm talking about every chapter she wanted to speak about. And the old me would have been like, first of all, I would have still sat there, but my anxiety would have been like, I gotta go to this appointment. Oh my goodness. I sat there and I spoke to this lady, and I'm talking about no rushing her, no anxiety with my own spirit. I just trusted that I would get to the appointment at this appropriate time. And guess what? When I got to the appointment, they were running late. So you see how God works. So I'm just so proud of myself on how I have really developed a lot of patience compared to before. But the wait does that. Some of you guys have told me patience is not your strong point. Let me just tell you something. When you're waiting on God for certain blessings to manifest, there will become a time where patience is second nature to you. Second nature to you, because you're just not going to move God's hand a day early or too late. Let me just tell you something though, right? Waiting on God will get you some blessings that sorry guys, let me turn this thing off really quickly. Sorry. Waiting on God will get you some blessings that the human mind can't even grasp. You'll be sitting there trying to tell people certain things God have done in your life and how God has done it, and they're just like, but that doesn't make any sense. Well, that's how God works, I'm telling you, right? But what I've learned is, because, okay, by nature, I'm a very determined person. By nature, if I see it, it's mine. If I want it, it's mine. Now, more than anything, if it's in alignment with God. But the point I'm making is I don't give up. I'm a person who don't give up. That is one of my strong points. I do not give up. And if you're in my life like that, I don't let you give up on yourself. I may annoy you because I'm staying on your neck, but when it's all said and done, you're going to be so grateful. I just don't let people give up on themselves. Take this season and mourn or do what you got to do. Grieve this relationship, grieve this marriage. But listen, you got to get back up. Life still goes on. You got work to do. Right? So I'm going to be the friend who sit there and we're going to order pizza and get fat all week. But we got to get back up. We ain't got time to be sitting here crying when we got work to do. I'm that kind of person. So in saying that, even though I'll say a couple, because most of my blessings manifest pretty quickly through God. But there's a couple of blessings that just, ooh, honey, let me just tell you, I'm talking about lingered for years. But because I'm naturally a determined person, I never gave up. Not that I didn't want to, I just knew I couldn't, because that's just not who I am. And because I didn't give up, I'm now in a Kairos moment. I'm now in a season where everything that God has shown me years ago is literally manifesting right in front of my eyes, and it's very, very exciting in my spirit. All because I didn't give up. And I know we all are different, right? But I want to encourage those of you who are individuals, like you walk away from things really quickly when it's not happening the way you want, or you're frustrated about it, or you got to be very, very careful about giving up on things too quickly. I don't even give up on people that the world gives up on. I don't give up on people too easy. I give up on people once God comes back and say, listen, ain't nothing happening any longer. I've already planted you here. I don't see any fruits. All right. So they just don't want it. So time to walk. But other than that, I don't give up on people. And when I don't give up on people, I always see God move. Guys, this is my other phone. I threw it in the back seat and it's still going on. I just don't give up on people. And by me not giving up on people, when God gets the glory, right? Take Mr. Steve, for example, since all you guys know about Mr. Steve. But that's just one out of many. When I don't give up on people and God gets the glory, then God amplified my return blessings. Not that I'm doing this to get something. That's just how God works. Oh my goodness. I know y'all, please don't write me off. Don't write me off, y'all. I'm going to get this notification under control before I hit record. Please give me some grace. If you get to the point where you can wait this thing out, whatever you're waiting on, if you can get yourself to the point where you can wait this thing out, you will see the hand of God move. That means getting past all your delays. That means getting past your still season, your silent season, your seasons of constant attacks, whatever. If you can wait these things out, God will blow your mind. And it's almost as if there's a little extra bonus, like an extra oomph, just because you waited, just because you trusted. So it's like, okay, he gives you what he's shown you. He gives you the promise, but it's so much more. It's just almost like he's rewarding you for waiting. Speaking of waiting, before that door opens, before your Kairos moment, before your open door to do season, it's like the enemy knows. He just knows that God is about to do something. And I'm telling you, all hell breaks loose. And I mean, from every angle. He attacks you from every angle. Then he targets that area that he knows is going to really, really drop you. And so many people get hit, and he got them. They stay. They stay there. They stay there, right? It's important to get hit, fall, take that time, grieve, take that time, do whatever you need to do, your own grieving process. Again, don't let people tell you how your grieving process should be. Grieve, but you got to mentally, at some point, get back in the game. You have to. You have to. Many people lose it right there. Right before major blessings, the enemy will chop your head off, it seems like. And you just got to keep pushing. You got to keep pushing, because when you're in those storms like that, when you're in the eye of the storm, it's like you can't even see the glimpse of light, right? That everybody, just look for the glimmer of light. You can't even see it in the middle of the storm. But it's not until you just keep pressing. Pressing means just take one day, not even 1 day, 1 second at a time. Because let me just tell you, some of those storms, you can't even see past the second. So take 1 second at a time. Then before you know it, a few days pass, you take 1 minute at a time. Then 1 day at a time. And so on and so on. And before you know it, you're going to see a small glimmer of light. Just a blink of light, like, whoa. And before you know it, that storm have ceased. So it's about just keep pushing. You just got to push. You got to have this drive and this gruffness when it comes down to certain things. The enemy is not going to play with you. Not with the kind of blessings that God has promised you. You got to literally rough this fool up, because he's going to rough you up. But you got to push like you've never pushed before. And I promise you, if God said it, it is. That stuff will literally just appear. All because you waited on God. All because you didn't give up. Most people give up. That's not you, right? We don't give up over here. No, we see things through. Period. In regards to a young lady, y'all be tripping me out. She went on a date a couple of days ago, and she's a very, very great guy. But there was just something, and as they were at dinner, she just kept thinking, like, is this my soulmate? Is this my kingdom spouse? Is this? And then she would look at him and like, well, no, I don't know, because I don't think so. Then I think so. Sis, let me tell you, with the real, right? With the real, not the counterfeit. With the real, there are 0 questions in your mind. Well, let me take that back. There are 0 questions in your spirit. Your mind may have some questions, because that could be trauma-based. That could be your own stuff flaring up. But when you're on the real, there's 0 reservations in your spirit. Your spirit is at rest. Your spirit is at peace. You belong. With counterfeits, it's almost like you're trying to make them fit. Right? It's like you're almost like you're making excuses. Like, well, I mean, he's cute, right? Or I don't think he's cute. Now, I'm not a person who is into looks like that, so I'm speaking in general here with you guys. Well, with you. Well, he's not really my type, or he's not cute, but I just think if I put him in the bath and wash him up some, throw a cap of bleach in the water, then I can make him my husband, or I can make, listen, this traffic, I'm going to be late for my appointment, honey. It's, no. If you're trying to concoct a plan in your mind to put bits and pieces together just to make him feel like your kingdom spouse, that's not your kingdom spouse. That's you not waiting on God. That's you in your flesh. That's you allowing society to get in your mind because you're getting older and you're this and you're that. That's your trauma that's having you wanting to settle. That's the fact that you're not tapped into purpose that's making you want to just rush something because you feel like you're missing something because you're not tapped into purpose, which fulfills you. When you are waiting, if God has promised you kingdom spouses or kingdom partners, when you are waiting, let me tell you something, honey. You will meet every man, his daddy, his uncle, his cousin, his granddaddy, the granddaddy brother on the mother's side, the mother's great-grandson, honey. They all gonna want you. They all are going to want you. Satan is sending counterfeits your way because God has given you a promise about a kingdom spouse, per your words. So what is he going to do? He's going to rush you. He's going to try to make you make a decision based on your flesh, based on the fact that you're tired of waiting. Also, my good brother in the comment section who commented the other day said, "You're ready to." How did you word it? How did you word it? You're ready to take the bench because you're tired of swinging or something like that? Okay. Well, go ahead and miss everything God has for you because y'all tired of waiting, honey. I don't think nobody wants to wait on anything that God has promised us. But there's just no way around it. If God says wait, you got to wait. But the enemy knows your stance. He knows how you're tired because you're probably saying it, right? You're probably telling people you're tired, so he hears you saying you're tired. So he knows you're weak in certain areas. So he's going to send every man or every woman to you. And truth be told, some of them are going to be great potential. So you think in your mind, like, wait a minute, hold up, this good. Is this him? And this is for those of you who God have not told you or have not revealed who the person is, right? Because those of you, if you know who the person is, then you already know it's a whole different ballgame. But if God haven't revealed who the person is to you, then you're trying to apply every woman you meet or every man you meet and just throw that label, kingdom partners or kingdom spouse, on them. No, that's you, boo. If you're not tapped into purpose yet, they're not even gonna, like, they can't find you. You gotta be tapped in and locked into your purpose first. You have to be tapped into your purpose first. It's a quote unquote soul mate. Soulmate. So that's my opinion on the counterfeit versus real. Again, the real, there's no reservations in your spirit. I mean, absolutely zero. You just know because it's a feeling that you feel. Counterfeit, you just, there's something in your spirit. It's like, yay, nay, maybe, no. It could potentially be your flesh that's creeping up in there. So if you can turn your flesh completely off, your flesh and your traumas and your reservations because you don't want to get hurt again and all this other nonsense that the flesh does, if you can turn your flesh off and pay attention to what you feel down in your spirit, then that's your answer. But that's just my opinion. You guys have a great one. It's your girl.